If it makes you money or brings us happiness, you'll find it right here. This is The Purple Tie Show. Welcome to this week's episode. This week, we're going to talk all about communication. I'm Robert.
I'm Blake.
And there's so many communication options.
Well, we need to talk about...
Listen to you sucking on your cough drop.
Yeah,
you got a virus.
I apologize.
I think it's allergies.
I don't know.
I didn't have allergies at the beach.
That's true.
All right.
We need to talk about, though, something that nobody ever wants to talk about, and it is the most boring thing when it comes to business.
Oh, God.
Email. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it.
I feel indecisive about email. I'm trying to find the show notes so bad.
No, look, here's the deal with email.
People lose their
reason,
bleep over their
they
email.
They do. The whole reason we even thought about this was because we have two clients that are currently going through issues with either free email through their web server, which is called cPanel email.
Which is garbage.
Do not do it.
I love the way that we said that at the same time. Don't do that. It's garbage.
It's garbage. And one of them is not a garbage email, but it is on an old POP3 instead of an IMAP. So he's having hard drive failure, so he's having to move all of his stuff over to a new computer. So,
if it's on POP and you download it, it's gone.
It's gone. It's on your computer and nowhere else.
You know what I hate about POP?
What's that?
When you download a message, this is going back old school because we haven't been on POP in a long time. Sounds like a drug, doesn't it? So you download your POP messages on your phone throughout the day, right?
Yep.
And you delete them on your phone. You get all the spam out of it and everything. And then you come back to your computer and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get some work done. And you open up your email client and there is the 5,000 messages you got all day.
Messages, yes.
Now, the benefit to that is
if you accidentally deleted
it, you still had it.
It's still there.
And so it was very frustrating.
It was for us, but we also had clients that... Now, this is sort of the tech support side of everything that we used to do. This isn't really related to business yet. But there was a government business, a government entity, that really liked having POP3 because they could clear out all the junk from their phones, but they got to keep it on their computers.
Exactly. So if they were going on conference or whatever, they don't really have to worry about, the emails that they just get back to the office and boop, there they are. But they also got them on their phone, so if something was super duper important, they could go ahead and respond.
Yeah.
Did I interrupt you? I'm sorry.
No, that was exactly what I was going to say. But the problem that our client that's on cPanel is going through right now, he is running his business off. He needs his corporate email, his at hisbusiness.com address. All of his sales go through that. All of his invoicing goes through that.
Yeah.
And it is the most unreliable email, but it's free.
It is free. But hang on now. You know my adage, and I've said it on this podcast a bunch of times. Jacob, if you're listening, this applies to you too. You pick two. Good, fast, or cheap. Right? Anything that's good, that's done fast, ain't going to be cheap.
Right.
And
anything that's cheap and fast isn't going to be good.
It's not good.
Right.
And so free email that's quick to set up probably ain't going to be good.
Right.
And that's what he's dealing with. And so I guess it's been a year or so now, maybe 2 years.
It's been a while.
It's been a long while, but we swapped over to Gmail. Well, let me rephrase that. G Suite. So
it's been longer than 2 years because we had one for Trisha, and we've gotten rid of it since then. Not
her, just the email.
Right. We had an email for Trisha.
Right.
But we got rid of it.
We did. We may add it back, but probably not, because we all use Gmail accounts.
Right.
Right. We have our private. Right, but we have our private Gmail accounts as well.
So explain to the good people what you're actually talking about, because you keep saying Gmail and I keep saying G Suite. So what is it?
Okay, so Gmail is your personal...
No.
Hang on. Like, Robert@gmail.com. Then G Suite, you actually take your domain name and point your mail servers toward the Google servers, and it is your business name. So like ours is, like my email is robert@purpletieguys.com, but I can also go to Gmail and type in robert@purpletieguys.com and my password, and boom, I've got my mail there.
I see what you're saying. It's your own personal Gmail.
Right. And so you've got I guess what I was trying to say is you have your personal email and then you have your business email.
But you can go to gmail.com and check both of them.
It's really cool. The other really big thing that I enjoy about it, I can move that website anywhere I want to, and it doesn't affect my mail, and the mail's not going to be down. Yep. It's going to be reliable. Very rarely does it get flagged as spam. Typically.
Yeah. The reliability is the big thing for me, because we were getting a lot of people that said, hey, I thought you said you were going to send me this or that or the other. And
absolutely. I sent it 3 days ago.
Right. It's in my sent box.
Yeah. Well, I never got it. Well, check your junk. It's not there either.
Yeah. Or we would be waiting for something. We would call them up and say, hey, I thought you were going to send this. I sent it 3 days ago. Same scenario.
And then it's like, well, send it to my Gmail account. It's blah, 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 blah. And it would come right through. And we're like, screw this. We're going to G Suite. It ain't worth the trouble.
We had a tax service that we were doing work for that we just changed over to G Suite because they were on cPanel email as well.
And they hated it.
They did. Well, I mean, it has by default, it has very little spam blocking.
Oh, no.
And the reliability, the delivering and receiving of email is just really, really shoddy.
I'm just glad you used that word instead of what it actually is, but it rhymes with it. A little bit. But so I love Gmail and G Suite. So
you get a lot of stuff with G Suite that I've really gotten used to having.
Unlimited mailbox or unlimited Google Drive.
Once you get up to 5 users, it's unlimited. Until then, it's like 30 terabytes or something ridiculous like that.
It's 30 gigabyte, I think.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's gigabyte. I don't know. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But we get access to the full G Suite corporate edition of stuff like docs and sheets and presentation and draw and all kinds of other stuff.
The only thing that I don't like about it is, we do a lot of stuff in Google Sheets so that we can share it across the company. And some of our people don't have @PurpleTieGuy email addresses because they're freelancers.
Right.
And so you're assigning that to them. And it's like, this person's outside your domain network, whatever, your corporation. Do you sure you want to send it to them? It's like, good, yes, I'm sure. Yeah. But it does it every time. Like, I wish I could add someone to like the safe list. Yeah, like, hey, these are okay to fly.
These people are cool. It's
yeah,
fine.
Yeah, they can bypass TSA altogether. They don't even need a safety check.
What really aggravates me about that is whenever you're trying to share something in your drive and you go to get a shareable link and the first 3 options that are not underneath some other submenu is like anyone can edit it, anyone can view it, anyone can read it or something like that. But there's a stipulation at the end within your organization and it's really small and you can't really see it. And to get it to where you can actually share it with anybody, you got to drill down a couple of menus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To find the share with anyone on the internet link.
And that's not something that I'm really like, it's not a complaint,
All of this stuff, we got G Suite strictly for the email. We got it. We had no intention, didn't even realize you got all this other stuff.
Didn't even care. I didn't. I just wanted the reliable email. But we got so much more.
Yeah.
So what I would like to do for the listeners is put a link down in the description on this, podcast thing whenever you go putting it on the website, because that's you.
Yeah.
Put our link. Full disclosure, it's an affiliate link. We make like dirt off of it, but it would really help the show.
But it also,
I guess it doesn't really matter because we pay for the show out of pocket. So
yeah. But I mean, we get a little bit of money back.
Expense. Yeah, true. That's true.
But we can also put the discount code down
Oh yeah,
there,
they say like 20%
off the first year or something like that.
Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I've got an email that details all this crap for me that I don't keep in my brain.
Yeah, well, my brain.
So this is all about communication, and email is the slowest, oldest form of communication.
Yes, I just yawned, but email, we call it old people texting.
It is old people texting.
So it's like you fire off an email and immediately get a response, and then you fire off a response, and then they fire off a response, and 8 emails later, you've made a decision.
Yes.
Like that happens a lot.
It really does. And I despise old people texting through email. I hate it. So what would be a step up from email, Mr. Robert?
So I'm gonna. Oh wow, you added like 2 more things in there. I'm gonna go with my next big thing that a lot of people have started using for business, and that's Facebook Messenger, which I think is stupid.
Well,
let me rephrase that. I feel like if I'm your boss,
yep,
I probably shouldn't be your friend on Facebook, especially if you like posting stuff that, hey, look at me, smoking the thing and drinking the booze, and I hate my job, but I'm going to show up on Monday anyway. And it's like, I probably shouldn't be your friend on Facebook.
Yeah, but I'm trying. There it is. I knew they had one. There is a messenger specifically for the business.
It's called
Workplace.
And see, we tried to use Workplace one time, and
yes.
I hated it. It didn't work right.
Well, the problem is you still have to be connected with people on Facebook to use it.
Yeah.
So you add them to your Facebook Workplace, and then you can message through that instead of cluttering up your personal Facebook.
I don't like it.
But we're doing so much with people through Facebook right now. It makes sense. The easiest, most direct form of communication is through Facebook Messenger.
Yes. And I've got 3 or 4, well, probably more than that, probably 12 or 15 other business people that's our primary way of communicating. We'll be like, hey, and we'll talk about this in a minute. Hey, want to hop on a Zoom real quick?
Yeah.
Or, and gosh, there's so many of them that we use. But we use that some for business. Well, I say we use it. We use it a good bit.
I feel like we're in a sort of unique position because the people that we are talking to on the Facebook Messenger is not always business to business, like people we've never met. We're talking about workers, overseas workers that we outsource a lot of stuff to.
Overseas workers. We're talking about workers here in the States that work with us.
Mm-hmm.
We had an employee in, a freelance / employee in Texas that we used to communicate with all the time over Messenger.
But you're also, like, the businesses that you talk to through Facebook, you initially met through Facebook, through, get-togethers and courses and groups and all that stuff.
And there are always other business.
And there are always other business groups.
Typically
and
other
like
marketers.
But one of the guys that you do a lot of work with actually runs his business through his Facebook group. So it doesn't make sense to communicate with him any other way.
Yeah. Well, and so Facebook's gone through a couple of iterations. The first one was let's sell a course on Facebook. And then it was let's build a group and then sell to the group.
Yep.
Facebook groups are the new internet market, or the new email marketing, I feel like. Like, you still need an email list because you can, reach out to your customers. But if they're in a group, like, it's easy to talk to the entire group. It's just, but it's kind of come full circle because now groups are like, they're yesterday's news. And now they're like, live events is the place to be.
I feel like whenever live video first came out, that was all the rage. I remember you used to get on these, they weren't marketing live events, but they were sort of related to marketing live events. And those initial ones would go until they would start at 7 or something at night and go until 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yep. I remember being on one till 2:30 or so. And finally I was like, look, guys, I love what we're talking about. I love you guys to death, but I got to go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was lots of other language involved in that, but I've got to go. And, that kind of brings us to our next point because it was on Zoom. And so that's our next kind of
Zoom is
thing.
Video conferencing software.
It's like Skype, only a lot better.
I feel like it's a lot easier. It's just very straightforward to me.
So it's what Hangouts tried to be, right? And we'll talk about all these later on, but Hangouts was like, oh, you get up to 9 friends or 10 friends, and you can all get together and see each other and talk to each other. And,
Yep.
But it never quite worked right. But Zoom, it's like, okay, everybody can talk, and everybody can talk at the same time. So you do have the issue of talking over each other. Everyone can either share their video or not. They can have a little profile picture, or they can have live video. And it
had a chat.
It's got a chat function. Matter of fact, on podcasts that we've had other people on the podcast has always been through Zoom.
Because it's so easy to record.
Yeah, I mean, you say record this video and you go.
Yeah.
And so I really do like it. Now, let's talk about some real true, over-the-top business uses for this.
Okay.
So a good friend of mine owns a tax company. We talked a little bit about that just a second ago. And H&R Block started this a while back where it's like, chat with your, tax advisor, blah, blah. And I'm like, I should really introduce my friend to this and be like, hey, you don't have to meet people in the office. You can literally have them go to your website, to the specific link, click the thing. We'll make the click go to Zoom and download Zoom and connect, and then you just have a video conference and do your taxes.
Yeah.
And
a virtual tax visit. So to speak.
And you just upload your W-2 or whatever, and you have a virtual tax visit. They finish it, and they're like, okay, well, we're all done here. We're going to go ahead and charge a card for blah, 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 and done.
Yep.
And no one had to go to the office other than if you wanted to. And if your camera's set up right, you ain't even got to wear pants.
Well, I feel like I would really
if you're
want
in the
to wear
office
pants.
together,
at the
with
office,
other people,
for sure.
you would
want
to wear pants at the office.
Yeah.
But you get away flip-flops unless you're in my office, because then I'll just yell at you consistently.
This reminds me of a time a few years back now. We were approached by someone who wanted to create virtual doctor kiosks that they wanted to put sort of like phone booths. Kids ask your parents what phone booths were.
Oh, yeah. Or watch the movie Back to the Future.
Did they have?
Maybe.
I don't remember if he even used phone booths there. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It was basically the same thing you're talking about. It was a virtual professional visit. You just walked into this kiosk.
You shut the door.
You tapped a
button.
And
you're like, hey, doc, I got an itchy spot.
Yeah.
Well, let me see it. Yep. I don't know if I can get it up that high.
Right.
I mean, right. Can I angle this camera?
Describe it to me in detail.
Oh, man. But that's a thing, though. That now is a thing. It's not a, kiosk thing where you just walk in and, to your local CVS and you're like, hey, can I see the doctor? Sure, step in the booth.
Yep.
I feel like that's coming, though. I think CVS should jump on the band. Well, CVS, Walgreens, some of the big, like one of the big ones should hop on the bandwagon and be like, hey, we offer virtual doctor visits. You walk into the store, you have a private room that you go into, and you have a video checkup, basically. You can get, this, and this. Like, you can't actually do a physical.
Yeah, but you can do a virtual consultation.
You could.
Same
thing for a plastic surgeon.
Yeah. Basically any medical doctor, you could do a free consultation over
the initial consultation, probably.
Yeah.
You eventually would have to go in, but so.
You know who else would benefit from this? Lawyers.
Lawyers would really benefit from that. Maybe we'll jump on that bandwagon and introduce them to it.
Yep.
But we're recording this podcast. Are we still in February? Yes. February the 29th.
Yeah, it's Leap Day.
It's Saturday. Oh, Leap Day. Hey, you will never get another podcast like this ever again.
Not from us anyway, probably.
So, but February 29th, 2020, it's a Saturday. It's right. We don't have a life, period. With the some of us do. With the coronavirus, and I know whenever they dig this up out of the archives and some kid from like 2050 listens to it and they're like, oh my God, that was such a...
So in 30 years?
Yeah, in like 30 years, I'll be like, oh my God, let's dust off this MP3 and see what it was. But with the coronavirus kind of, scaring everybody, video conferencing is the way to go. Like, I don't have to be in the office with you. You want to sneeze on that camera? Have at it, baby. You can do that all you want to. You got the runny nose, you can rub your hands all in it and just rub all up. You can even touch my camera. I don't care. Because I'm 50 miles away or 100 miles away or across the globe or whatever. And that's the other thing that makes Zoom and all these other video conferencing softwares so awesome. Like, you can literally have someone in, China or the Philippines or Japan or, like 13 hours apart.
Yeah.
You hop on a video call.
Well, we helped a guy in Thailand start his online
fitness business. Yeah.
Via Zoom.
I'm gonna refrain.
Fitness.
Okay. No.
Fitness business.
Oh man, we're not going there. But we've worked with people in Australia.
Yeah.
That we've done, Zoom and video conferences with.
Yeah.
We've worked with people in the Philippines that we've had video conferences with.
I did training that way.
We did training that way. Bangkok, Thailand. Trying to think of where else
Canada, Spain, England.
I mean, dude, it's been all over.
Yeah.
All over the place.
It's so handy too.
So, I think that's going to be especially with all the contagious, and people don't like to go actually meet people anymore. So, moving on.
I want to touch on one thing because I feel like we can sort of lump a lot of these together. But
Skype and Google Hangouts could be lumped into the Zoom thing.
Yeah. Everybody knows what Skype is. Microsoft owns Skype. They bought it several years ago. Comes pre-installed on all Windows computers now. But with Skype, you've got to know the other person's username, and you have to add them as friends to connect to them. And
with Zoom. You send them a link, and you're like, click the link, and we'll get connected.
Google Hangouts, I feel like, could have been something very special. They had the Focus version where it had a big screen on top with the person that was talking, and then lots of little screens along the bottom.
I feel like where they missed the ball on that was, and Zoom does this a little bit too. So Zoom, you can do a gallery view where everybody's on the screen, they're the same size.
Yep.
Or you can do presenter mode where the presenter's big on the screen and everybody else is hidden.
Yes.
Until they start talking.
Right.
Which is what Google Hangouts did. The issue I have with it is, let's say I'm the presenter and I stop talking and somebody else starts talking, there's a significant delay of like 2 or 3 seconds for it to go, oh, this person's talking. Let's put their picture up.
Well, I don't like to do that view. And, with most things, you can choose what kind of view you have on your...
I always do gallery view in Zoom so I can see everybody.
Yeah, so I can just see everybody. But Google Hangouts, I feel... My problem with Google communications of any kind is that they keep it in beta for like a year or two, and you get used to it, and then they'll change something.
Or they'll take it away.
Or they'll take it away altogether.
Remember Goog 411?
Oh,
I love Goog 411.
It was so good. But Google Chat is now something else. Google
Talladega, Alabama.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Those are the days. So,
but yeah, they change it or take it away, and it's just... Google Chat used to be really good. I used to love Google Chat. But the problem with Google Chat was that was the only way Android phones could communicate with the outside world. And then you had a separate texting app.
like they put that all into one, like Apple did with iMessages and SMS. That'd been great.
Yes, exactly.
But they didn't. They had two separate things.
Yeah.
The other thing that...
And then
what else was it?
There was WhatsApp. Huh?
No, there was something else that... Because, there was a little while that Google Voice was like, maybe not, man.
Yeah, Google Voice
won't keep it.
Yeah, they were thinking about shutting down Google Voice for a while.
Yeah.
Or making it paid only or something like that.
I'd pay a couple bucks a month for it.
Oh, for sure.
Well, I'd say a couple bucks. I'd probably pay a little more than that.
Mm-hmm. I'd probably pay a good bit more than that.
I wouldn't pay anything over about $15 because at that point I can go get it somewhere else.
Yeah. But...
Or use WhatsApp for free.
Right. WhatsApp is something else that a lot of businesses have changed to just because it's encrypted and you don't have to worry about people, tracking it and all that crap. But the whole thing...
Did you know that Google Hangouts has become a scammers thing?
Paradise.
I didn't know that, man. I got scammed so big, but we won't talk about that. That makes me sound like I've been scammed.
Yeah. Well, thank God it was only like $100 or something. So the thing that I want to talk about the most out of all this, the thing that replaces email for me most of the time, the thing that replaces text messaging, replaces Messenger for me.
I think I know where you're going with this.
I love it so much. It is Slack.
Oh, God, I love Slack so much.
I love Slack because you can you can have multiple servers that you're connected to, or workspaces as they're called. We've got the Purple Tie Guys one that we use. I'm also connected to a Fave Geek one.
Yep.
I'm also connected to some more that are for projects that I like to follow, like Homebridge has its own Slack server. There's Tech 256.
Yep, which is the North Alabama tech group kind of chat.
Yeah.
Like computer nerds.
And you can swap between your workspaces. Then you've got channels to sort of detail what's in the workspace.
I wish there was a faster way to swap workspaces.
There is hotkeys.
Why'd you not tell me about this?
Because I wanted you to ask it on the podcast so that you could look like you were silly. That's the only reason.
I don't like you
It couldn't possibly be that I didn't know you didn't know about it.
I didn't know about it. I've been doing it the old-fashioned way where you swipe over and you change your channel.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the old school TV. You got to get up off the couch and walk over and change the channel.
Or have
I was the remote from my
right. That's what I was going to say.
Hey, boy, go change that channel. Put the news on.
One of my favorite things about Slack is that through Zapier, the automation website,
love our automation stuff that we have set up.
We get notifications for everything.
Every time a payment clears, I get a notification.
Through Stripe or PayPal.
Stripe or PayPal. We have an entire system set up that provides lists of businesses. Maybe we'll link it. I don't know, because it's kind of... I don't know, maybe. That every time a payment processes, it'll pop in and it's automated to send it out to the right people. And
it also automates whenever you get a form submission from the website. You get the content of the form through that specific channel in the specific workspace every time it happens.
So Facebook, LinkedIn, the website.
Facebook, LinkedIn, the website. Yeah, any forms.
Do we do the website?
Not all of the forms, just the one for list submissions.
Maybe we may do one.
I can do it for the website.
We may do
but
one
I
for
haven't set it
estimates
up.
too.
Yeah.
This is live production talk here, folks.
We're workshopping this, y'all.
We're spitballing this entire episode, just so you know.
There's lots of stuff that I've actually... They have applications that you can install that integrate with other things, like...
You can integrate Dropbox.
Google Drive, Trello.
Yes, that's great.
Which we use Trello.
We love Trello.
I haven't gotten into the habit of using... Because whenever you use the applications through Slack to access other things like Dropbox and Trello, it's sort of like a command line prompt.
Yeah,
you
it's
have
like
to,
£, something, something. And
yeah,
then
or like / or dash or whatever
it's a
the
script,
command,
basically.
It's sort of, yeah. And it's great. I love it. I love having easy access to that kind of stuff.
I like it notifying when certain actions have taken place. Like, hey, this has finished, right? Like, this is finished, or this payment is charged. Hey, this payment failed. Would you like to see the details? You hit details, it automatically takes you to Stripe, which is our processor. And then Stripe says, bank command, do not honor. Right? And then you call the customer up and you're like, hey, your credit card got hot carded, didn't it? And they're like, yeah, I lost it, or yeah, someone stole it, or whatever.
Side tangent again. I have never worked with more people that get their card stolen more often than...
We can't even name them by name.
I wasn't going to name them. I was just going to say they're both blue collar. They're both service-based industries. They don't leave. I don't know where they go to get their cars stolen all the time.
Well, it's just like, little children. I don't know why they're sticky, but they're just always sticky. I mean, think about it. When you were a kid, you were just sticky all the time. You never knew where it came from.
Don't know how it got there.
Your mom's like, why are you so sticky, boy? And you're like, I
don't remember.
But yeah, they lose either, they give it to an employee and the employee, sets it on the roof of the car and it blows off or whatever. We have had phones like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went really northern just then. Phones, or Scottish. But yeah,
awful Scottish
I know
accent.
that was awful. But they lose these cards, or they, put them on something online and they get, hacked or whatever. And inevitably they have to get a new car or a new card. They get a whole new car too.
Yeah. Yep. But I like having so we've got a lot of people attached to our workspace, workers that submit
from around the globe.
Yeah, that submit content for articles that we need to upload, communication to keep track of projects. Lots of organizational things happen within Slack.
Quick way to ask questions.
Yes, very.
Like really quick, because if everybody's online, right? So let's say our workers from the Philippines, our workers from, here locally, our workers from Australia and all these other places, if they're all online, literally one of the workers in the Philippines can go, hey, I need blah, 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 or hey, what do you want me to do with this, to somebody that's on the other side of the globe.
Yep.
And it's instant.
Yep.
Like instant communication, but it's private instant communication.
And that's really the thing. Also,
and focused.
It is
focused communication.
Also, we don't currently pay for it, but there is an option to pay for unlimited storage of messages. And you can search all your messages.
Which I think is a great, because so we don't have a lot. I think I got a notice 2 weeks ago that was like, hey, you're at your 10,000 message limit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not really a limit for me, right? If I can go back 10,000 messages, I am golden.
Yeah. The other thing about Slack is that it used to be the fastest way for us to transfer files to one another.
It was before AirDrop.
Before I had a Mac, I would use Slack to send messages to Robert's machine because I had no easy way to get it there. I mean, sure, I could plug in a USB key and copy it to the USB key and then hand it to you. But if it was formatted in NTFS, which a lot of my keys were at the time,
I couldn't read it on the Mac.
And your Mac didn't have standard USB ports at all. So if you wanted to read a USB key, you'd have to unplug something from your hub because your hub's full.
Yeah. Or plug it into the hub on the side. It's a headache. And I know what everybody out there in, judgmental land is saying, well, you set up a network server.
We did.
And we don't like it.
It was slow.
And, because here's the thing. So, side tangent. I know this is about messaging and business messaging. But somebody, and I forget who it was, but they were like, yeah, I'm going to put, 42 gigabit Ethernet cable in the place and blah, 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 or whatever, right? 100,000 terabyte cabling.
It was 10 gigabit cabling. I remember what you were watching. And they had to put in special routers and special...
Okay, and I'm thinking, everything. I understand, right? I understand. You want to be able to move massive files in a very big hurry and all this other stuff. And, back when we were doing a lot of graphic design work, it was... Sometimes we would have large files that we needed to store. But since we've moved to Creative Cloud and some of the other things... Most everything for us is online.
Yep. And
you can literally work from anywhere.
Yeah.
Coffee shop, beach.
I heard something earlier today, and it made me think about every time I've ever been like, hey, let's get out of the office. Let's go to Panera and work for a little while.
Yeah.
Guy buys a co-working location, allocates money each month for it because he said he wants to get out of the office and actually go do work and not sit in a coffee shop and look cool, acting like he's doing work.
I saw a meme the other day that was like, it was a side shot of like a Starbucks somewhere, and there was like 8 people set up with MacBooks all around the coffee shop, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like, breaking news, marketing company expands to 8 more tables or 2 more tables in Starbucks. And I was like, gosh, that is so, and it's true, and it's really, so I believe in like the American dream, and if you are passionate about it and you want to do it and you set your mind to it, age is only a number. You can do anything you want to.
Sure.
Within reason. Like
no, not within reason. You can do anything.
Well, no,
you want
I mean,
to.
if you're an 18-year-old and you're like,
you
know what?
the means, you can do it.
I think I want to do heart surgery. I ain't gonna go to school for it, but I'm gonna do heart surgery.
Well, I mean,
probably
that's
not
called
gonna
murder.
happen.
So
that's what?
That's called murder. So you can do heart surgery all you want to. The consequences are you're going to go to jail afterwards.
You ever watch Dexter? But the issue with a lot of these service-based businesses, the barrier to entry is so low that anyone can do it, which I am eternally grateful that, computer repair, the barrier to entry was really, really low. You had to know how to do it, but you really didn't need anything but a screwdriver and the knowledge to fix it. You
didn't
could get the parts
need
wherever.
The knowledge. You could look it up online.
Well, not when I started, because the internet was baby. And you couldn't look up a whole lot of stuff.
That's true.
Walmart wasn't even a thing online.
But if you had a little bit of money, you could go to the store and buy instruction manuals.
True,
that would teach you how to fix
I was broke when I did it. But I started with nothing more than a screwdriver. And that's how I started my first company.
You had to have had somebody that could teach you some way to gain knowledge, because you can't start.
I learned a lot of it I learned a lot of it, and then I learned a lot of it by flying by the seat of my pants.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing stopping anyone from starting a repair company. All you got to do is tear up a whole bunch of crap and figure out how to fix it.
Well, I mean, that's even, and so that takes me to, marketing and advertising. Like, anyone can start a marketing company. Anyone can start an advertising company. And the barrier to entry is super duper duper super low.
Yeah, low to the point that you
have to be careful.
Yeah, there's market saturation, right? There are so many people that decided, oh my God, I'm an 18-year-old, college dropout. What can I do to make money?
Wait a minute, wait. I'm 18 years old and I'm a life coach.
Well, yeah.
What have you learned at 18 years old that you can tell a 50-something-year-old dude that he's like, oh my God, that's revolutionary?
Well, there are nothing about life, obviously.
I mean,
nothing.
You've lived it on your own for 2 years at that point.
Maybe.
You
I left the house at 19. You left it much earlier than that.
I'm forced to, but whatever.
But you got to think, a 50-year-old is not going to have the same perspective as an 18-year-old. Given a certain situation, the 18-year-old's insights may be valid, not for a life coach.
No. I would. So instead of being a life coach, you could be, a technical guy where it's like, hey, listen, I was trying to hook up my Apple TV and I'm having a problem. Yeah, a tech coach. I'm a tech coach.
Yeah.
That's a thing. I'm going to be a tech coach. But that's like way off on, side tangent of side tangent.
Yeah,
that side tangent had a side tangent.
I'm not even sure what sort of weird subway map we're looking at to get to this point in the conversation.
I don't know how we got here. What were we talking about?
It doesn't matter.
It really does.
So anyway, Slack's great.
Slack is amazing. I feel like we probably need to run through the other stuff on the list if there's other stuff on the list. Did we?
Yeah, we went through everything.
So the first one was email. The second one was Facebook Messenger, followed by Zoom and Skype and Google Hangouts, and then WhatsApp.
Right.
And then the ultimate winner of communication, in our opinion, is Slack. And we don't get paid to say that.
No.
Matter of fact, there's not even affiliate things ever. I don't think Slack has an affiliate thing.
I'll tell you what.
And it's free.
If there's a Slack link in the description that's got a whole bunch of gobbledygook after it, it's an affiliate link. Click on it and we may get some money.
But it's free.
It is free.
How are you going to pay somebody if it's free?
It's free.
And, it's free and there's no advertising.
It's one of the rare instances of truly valuable software that
is truly free.
Truly free.
Not ad supported.
You get 100% of the functionality. There may be some apps that you can't install, or like a limit to the amount of apps you can install.
I think there's a limit to the triggers and apps and stuff.
And then you've got a limit to the amount of messages it stores.
But you got the full-blown application.
Yeah.
And I think you can add as many users as you want.
Yeah, as many users, as many servers. One other thing that I forgot to mention while we were talking about it, it's web accessible. You can access it from any web browser.
Yeah. Or they've got an app for the phone. Dude, I love it. Because the other day, I know we've talked about it on this show before. We have workers, all over the place. Yeah. And one of the
we're really proud of that.
We are. We feel like we are helping.
Not even that. It's just there's so many closed-minded people in this world.
I love the diversity that we've gained from it, right? And it's not even about, labor prices and blah, blah, blah. It's about the diversity. I mean, I would have never, ever, and I can't think of the name of it. What's the little purple cake that I'm infatuated with?
I have no idea.
It's
like the purple yam. I don't remember.
Ume. We'll look it up and put it in the thing.
We ain't going to look it up.
We ain't going to look it up. You're going to look it up right now, aren't you?
I'm going to try. But anyway.
It's made out of like purple sweet potatoes, basically. Purple yams. but it's a thing in the Philippines. And it's, so anyway, that's what I'm most proud of.
Ube.
See, I told you I was close.
Yep.
But that's what I'm most proud of, is the fact that it's diversified me.
Yeah.
I am so much more diversified than I was just 10 years ago.
I agree 100%. But sort of pulling you back to where you were.
I was in the car on a phone call on Slack to one of our workers in the Philippines over cellular Wi-Fi on CarPlay in the car. And having a full-blown, like, hey, when I was going to type this out, but it's just easier to do this. When you get done with this, I need you to do this, 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 and send it to this person. And, oh, okay, well, while I got you on the phone, what about blah, 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 blah. And it was amazing to have that conversation. Full disclosure, sitting in the parking lot at Walmart. If you're sitting in the parking lot at Walmart, you should check out our website at purpletieguys.com or anywhere on the web. Purple Tie Guys, Facebook, Twitter. We don't really do Twitter that much. Instagram.
We might have posted to Twitter.
We pushed all those. So if you've enjoyed the contents of this show, if it's anywhere that you can give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff, Facebook, YouTube,
Instagram, Twitter.
We really appreciate you giving us your valuable time to listen to us babble. And on that, we'll see you guys next week.
Good night.